Falling in love with the wrong person can be a lifetime mistake, and you wouldn't want to have such experience because relationship impacts our life directly. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the signs that shows that you are falling in love with the wrong person. The fact is that sometimes when you are in love with the wrong person, you can hardly know because love doesn't tell you who you are falling in love with. The feelings you have towards someone cannot necessarily explain whether you are falling in love with the right person or not. Sometimes feelings does not tell us everything or the truth about what we should go for or what we should not go for. Many times you see people who have fallen in love with the wrong person, and of course they don't know at the initial stage of the relationship. They get to find out maybe when it's late. Some of them must have been married, and some may have had some bad experiences like hurts and breakups and divorce and a lot of things that comes with being with the wrong person. So I wouldn't want you to have such experience. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 9 signs that shows that you are falling in love with the wrong person, because you may not figure it out all by yourself. So as a relationship coach, a relationship therapist, these signs I want to share with you are practical experiences that people have really seen, and by research you can also find out that this is what happens when you are falling in love with the wrong person. So stay through the video and please don't jump ship. Like, stay true and listen to all I have to say. These 9 signs are very important because you may not experience the first one, or you may not be experiencing the first sign, but of course you may be experiencing the 3 signs in these 9 signs, or you are experiencing just 2, 5, or even the whole of the 9 signs. So that's why it's important to hear every single sign I'm going to mention in this video. So watch to the end, and please don't forget to subscribe and even drop a comment if you have questions or you feel like you want to say something or even share the video. So the first sign that shows that you are falling in love with the wrong person is when you find yourself making excuses for this person or simply justifying the person's bad behavior. Like, many times when you are in love, of course, you want to support the person, you want to support your partner, you want to be everything to them, you want to defend them, as in you want to be everything because you want them to believe in you. Like, you want them to see that you have what it takes to, stand by them. Like, everybody wants you to prove that you can actually stand by them. Yes. But it gets bad when you find yourself making excuses for their bad behaviors, maybe towards people or even towards you. Like, sometimes some people are just there taking all the shit. Like, you can be making excuses for their bad behavior towards you. Like, the person is not nice to you, but you are taking it like you don't mind, you don't care. And it's not healthy for you because you cannot take it for a long time. Yes. No matter how strong you feel now, or, at the initial stage of the relationship when you are taking all those stuff, you are a human being. And of course, you cannot take it for so long without burning out. Yes, you are going to burn out when someone keep pouring in their trash on you, like they keep pouring it on you. So it's in 2 ways. You can be making excuses for the person when the person is maybe behaving wrongly towards people, or maybe when the person is behaving wrongly towards you, you are just taking it up, you are just eating it up. It is so unhealthy, and of course it's a sign that you are falling in love with the wrong person. And certain things can actually be the reason why you make those excuses. Sometimes you may have began to accept the fact that this is how this person is, or this is this person's nature, or that this person is never going to get better soon, or that you are willing to just love him or her all the way. But of course, it is not like that because people are who they are. Of course, when you are with someone who is, getting you to the point of accepting their wrongs or accepting their bad behaviors to be normal, of course, you can do that. They are fine with it. But of course, it is not healthy for you. And sometimes such people can be very manipulative because you need to understand why you are doing what you're doing. You need to understand why you are making excuses for their wrongs. You really need to understand why you have to stand by them, even when they are intentionally or maybe they are consistently, behaving in such a way that is so wrong. And again, is that some of the things that could actually make you to make excuses for someone when the person is not getting things right is that you may be trying to belong. Like, some people can be passionate, like you can actually be passionate over someone, like you're madly in love with the person and you just want this person to accept you by all means. You just want to be his or her hero or her heroine. You just want to be in their lives. Maybe you have a reason for that, but because of that, you don't mind, making excuses for them, overlooking their bad behaviors, not doing anything about it. And it's not like there is any hope of the person, becoming something better, or you are seeing the person consistently working on his or herself. So anything can lead to that, but understand that it's either you are being manipulated or maybe you are trying to belong. And another sign that shows you are falling in love with the wrong person is when you feel drained talking or relating with this person. You must understand that relationship is in your life as a plus. Your relationship ought to be a plus in your life. Relationship shouldn't come into your life and begin to suck you dry, like begin to take so much out from you. I understand that you ought to give in. Like relationship is more like you're garbage in and you garbage out. You understand? But of course, some people are just there garbaging in and there is nothing coming out for them. So understand that if you are in a relationship with someone and it looks like anytime you finish talking with this person, you are emotionally drained, you feel worthless, you feel less of yourself, you feel undeserving, you feel like, you just feel bad. There are people like that. There are people that when you are relating with them, when you are done talking with them, discussing with them, spending time with them, you begin to feel less of yourself. You begin to question a lot of, you even begin to question your identity. You begin to be worried about you because of some things, some discussions, and some exchange of words. It has happened to me one time. I once had a friend like that. Like when I'm done discussing with this girl, like I don't feel myself. I don't feel me anymore. And I knew I had to end that relationship because such relationship is not uplifting. You need a relationship that should be uplifting, a relationship that will bless you, not a relationship that will just take, and keep taking from you. Some people are just so demanding. Like when they are in your life, they take money from you, they take your spirituality, they take your emotions, they suck you just dry. Like watch it when you find out that your spiritual life is going down just because you're in a relationship with someone. Of course, the Bible says that iron sharpeneth iron. And as a Christian, if you're looking out for someone to be in a relationship with, of course, one of the criteria is to find someone who still believes in Christ, someone who understands you, and not just believing in Christ, someone who is willing to grow with you, because both of you should add to yourself even spiritually. Because you met the person, your spiritual life should also grow. So there are some people that when they walk into your life, your spiritual life begins to go down, like you are just dried out. You can see that nothing is adding up. You are just losing and losing. So you have to know exactly what you're getting from that relationship. So when you understand that emotionally, mentally, everything, you're just dropping just because you're in a relationship, check very well and don't even make excuses for that. Be sure that this relationship is impacting you as well as you are impacting the person. And if it's not like that, then you need to do something about it, because you are not with the right person. The right person should be a plus to you, and that is the way it is. You can't just be in a relationship with someone who drains you, who talks you out, who talks you down, who makes you feel less of yourself, who takes everything you have and leaves you almost with nothing and keeps demanding and keeps taking from you. It is so unhealthy to have such a one in a relationship, and that's a great sign that you are falling in love with the wrong person. One good sign of a good relationship is positive impact. So when you don't find positive impact, then you should ask yourself what you are even getting from that relationship. The third sign is when your values and goals don't align. This is very important. Like if you want to know how long you are going to last in a relationship, or how long your love is going to be, there to really do the job of loving the person, you have to check your values and your goals. Yes, when your goals and your values don't align, is a great sign that you are in love or trying to love the wrong person. Feelings don't really tell us the truth about who we should love. It is natural to feel for anything, like to feel strong for anybody, whether the person is wrong or right or bad or good. So you cannot determine who you love just because you are feeling strong for the person. So if you want to really check how long you're going to last in this love, you may want your partner to make you promises to stay in the relationship forever. But there is a way you can get to know if the relationship will last, if the love will last. So to find the love that lasts, you have to check your values and your goals, because if you have different goals and different values, of course, that's a great sign that that love is not going to last, because people will always fall back to their values and their goals, especially when the chemistry of love and feelings finally begins to die down. So check whether your values and your goals align. What are the things you care about? What are the things you can't do without? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Do they even align? Do you believe in what he or she believes in? And what are your plans? Can both of you actually sit down and make a plan to achieve a particular cause? Or are your goals and values very similar? Can they marry themselves? Is it something you can actually handle? It is very important. And if it is not so, So trust me, you are going into someone's life who you are not going to be with. Like, it's a sign that you are falling in love with the wrong person. So the fourth sign is to check if you are losing yourself just because you are in a relationship with this person. Like, there are people that when they walk into your life, you begin to lose friends and families. Like, you can't even tell how. Like, everybody that used to be your friends and family becomes enemies, and you'll be wondering what is going on. And of course, it's just because someone got closer and someone just walked into your life. You have to understand that relationship is a place of strong influence. You cannot escape being influenced by someone you are close to in a relationship, or someone you have a closer bond with, especially when it has to do with romantic relationship. Yes, or you're planning to be married to the person, because of course it deals with trust, it deals with beliefs, and words and thoughts are flying, perspective are being, being looked at, like both of you are rubbing minds together, and that is where you begin to influence yourselves. So understanding that if you are with the wrong person, you can just wake up one day and you begin to have issues with friends and families and people. Even you can even get to the point of losing your job, and sometimes it happens by either the person is telling you the wrong things, or maybe the person, you are under pressure to actually leave your job or to leave some people. You may not necessarily disconnect from friends and family like completely. There are certain stories that I hear a lot about people who get married and of course they lose relationship with their families. Like, I've seen one. I used to have somebody that was very close to me, like she was sleeping in the same room with me at some certain time, some certain season in my life. And of course, immediately she got married, like after her wedding, she left with her husband, and that was the last time the mother heard about her. The mother ran into one of my friend and was asking her about the child, like whether she has seen her daughter. And that is terrible. It is like that. Some people are like that. So that person that keeps you out, like locks out your friends, your families out, of course, that is not the right relationship. To some extent, you may not disconnect completely from your friends and families, or whatever you're doing, but you begin to lose value, you begin to lose faith in these people. Like, you begin to create some kind of let's say boundaries, but not necessarily. Like, you begin to, these are the people that are actually making an impact in your life or you're working with, but you are disconnecting. You don't have values for them anymore because your focus is being redirected or misdirected. So when you begin to experience something like this, understand that you may be falling in love with the wrong person. So number 5 is when you have poor or toxic communication with this person. Understand that someone who is not ready to communicate with you, or claims to always be busy, to write you, to memo you, to call you, to check on you, to think about you, or to relate with you, that person doesn't have time for you. You just have to read the handwriting on the wall that the person is not interested. Like, the person is just, or maybe be pretending to be with you for some certain reasons. So it's either the person is saying the right things to you, or the person is not saying the right things to you. So check the kind of words you receive from your partner. Are they healthy enough? Because some people can really be toxic. Like, when they talk to you, when they talk with you, everything said to you is just not adding up to you. It's not, you should be able to have some level of understanding with someone you are relating with, because it's now a relationship. So 2 is better than 1. So when someone is in your life, the person should be able to be speaking good words to you, encouraging you, words of encouragement. That doesn't mean you may not have misunderstanding at some point, but the fact is that if it is on a consistent basis, like you begin to have this experience over and over again, no good words, the communication is so toxic, like you call the person and you're just shouting and screaming, having issues day and night. Men have actually been there. Like, yeah, I can remember now that I've once had such relationship where you may quarrel the whole day, it's never going to work. You are just with the wrong person, because you ought to be compatible. And sometimes it's not that the person is evil or so bad, it's just that your perspectives doesn't align. You don't just align, you are not compatible, and you need to, like I said, read the handwriting on the wall. So check if the person's communication is healthy enough to work for you. And again, check if the person is also really interested in communicating with you. Like, some people may not call you or check on you for days, like 2 days, 1 week. Like, I was talking with a guy who told me that he's been trying to reach out to a lady, and sometimes the lady sees the messages, sees the calls, and still doesn't want to respond back, but this guy is madly in love with her. Well, I simply had to tell him that she's not interested, and that is it. She may not have the boldness to tell you that she's not interested, but that's the fact. She is not interested. So someone who cannot create time, nobody is that busy in this life. When people cannot create time to call you or to communicate with you, it's a simple sign that they don't value you. There are things they put more value in, and anything people value more, they give their time to. So anyone who is not positively and committedly committed when it comes to communications and communicating with you, just know that the person doesn't have time for you. So you just have to read the handwriting on the wall and understand that you are just falling in love with the wrong person. The seventh sign that you may be falling in love with the wrong person is when your family or friends become so concerned about who you are relating with. When you begin to have that experience where your friends or family are so worried about who you are dating, or they are not comfortable with this particular person, check very well. Something may be wrong somewhere. Like, not one person. Of course, some people may be having issues, and that's a different thing altogether. But check very well. If more people are more concerned about who you are with and how the relationship is going, like they are not comfortable with this person, they may be seeing what you're not seeing. Because love, they say, is blind, but it blinds only the people in love, and it doesn't blind the people who are not in love as you are. So something may be wrong somewhere, and of course you need to take your time to know what is going on. Something needs to be figured out right there. So when people around you, family, friends, everybody is just being so concerned, they are kind of being they're afraid of who you are with. They cannot really believe that you are dealing with this person. You may be running with someone who is wrong for you, and you have to pause for a while and check what you are dealing with, what you are not seeing. Okay, Timune was told by the mother to look beyond what she sees, and it's important to look beyond what you see at some point, especially when some people that are important in your life are pointing hands. It's important to look beyond what you see. If you can take it to God in prayer, you should be able to take it to God in prayer to help you to see or to understand what is going on. If you can maybe ask questions or read or just make inquiries from the right people, counselors, or the right people that can give you the right informations, like maybe people who are closer and all that, you should be able to do that to be sure of what you're getting into, because relationship is about your life and you cannot afford to make the mistake of falling in love with the wrong person. Number 8 is when you are in love with their future and not who they are right now. This happens a lot of times. Watch it when you are in love with someone's future, your partner's future, not who they are now. You can't possibly be waiting for a day you don't know, or a day you are going to see. You are yet to see the day and believe that that is when you will start loving them better. Like some folks, when they're in the relationship, they believe that maybe when they now marry, their spouse will become a better person, or I'm going to work on him, or I'm going to work on her. The fact is that it's not like it is not possible to work on someone, but you must get it that human beings hardly change. People hardly change. You have to get it that when you want people to change or want them to get better, it's going to take the fruit of patience. And I don't think everybody has the fruit of patience. Not everybody is even willing to have the fruit of patience. Now, this happens because the character you want to be changed took like 12 years, 20 years, some of them got to 30 years. Like, these are characters that are formed within a long period of time. And of course, you cannot just wake up one day and see the person changing. Some people want to change, but they don't even know how to, and they are not ready to go through the work, the labor, the discipline of getting the change. So you have to understand that when you are in love with the person's tomorrow, just managing today, like managing their today, get to know that they may not change. And even if they will, you have to equally give them the same time that they actually formed the character with. Like, if they spent 20 years forming such character, attitude, or perspective, you have to be willing to slay such time to equally wait on them. And of course, in the process of waiting on people to change or get better, you may get married, and even without the marriage, familiarity may set in. And once familiarity sets in, it can even become more difficult to transform the person or make the person better. And one thing I know is that the Holy Spirit is the one who works on people. He's the one who changes men. But it's not everybody that is willing to work with the Holy Spirit. And of course, it takes a strong relationship with God to actually know what the Spirit is saying and how to, be patient and loving and kind and all the fruits of the Spirit put together to wait on the person to change and become better. So in order not to start what you cannot finish, or wake up one day and decide to be the one to leave the relationship or quit the relationship, it's good to understand early that instead of falling in love with this person you cannot handle there today, it is better to completely stay out of the way. But if you are still willing to, continue or deal with it, you have to get ready to, put your life in the line, because that is the only way it's going to work. But understand that when someone is not connected with you in their now, they may not connect with you in their tomorrow. It's always important to deal with what you have now, understand what you have now, relate with what you have now, and if it's good enough, of course, that is when you believe that you have a better tomorrow together. But if it's not, just know that this can be a wrong person. And if you don't want to go through the stress of waiting on someone, or through the heartbreaks and hurts and a whole lot of things that comes with, dealing with toxic people, or dealing with someone you cannot, be able to handle, it's better to completely stay out and stay away. You have the power to. It's your choice. No matter how long the relationship has lasted, you have to know that you still decide to stay or to leave. 1,000 broken relationship is still much more better than one divorce. Another sign, which is number 9, on how to know when you are falling in love with the wrong person, is when you are falling in love with their talent and not their character. Now get this, people are victims of these particular mistakes. Like, you can love someone's talents, what the person can do, but have a close eye over their character. But understand that character is what you live with in marriage. Character is what you deal with in relationship. It is a practical experience we are going to be having. And when the character is very poor or very wrong, in fact, when your character is not aligning with theirs, or what you're saying is completely out of order, you are possibly falling in love with the wrong person at that point. So you can like someone's potential, productivity, and the things they can offer, but when it comes to their character and it doesn't align, then you can't deal with them, because character is what makes us stay with you. When you behave well towards me, of course I have to respond, by reciprocating what I've got also to you. Love is shared through character. You cannot share love outside of character. Like, love is not what you get when you are looking at the person and the person is looking at you. Love is a character. It is what we do when we believe in people, how we act around them. The Bible says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. You see God's character in Jesus. Even when Jesus came down, he was able to, express the character of God, and you saw him healing the sick, and the way he related with people, his speech, his words, a lot of experiences. This is love in action. It is demonstrated through character. So love is demonstrated through character. And if the person lacks a quality character but has beautiful potentials, maybe the person can sing, the person can dance, the person makes money, the person is good in their field of career and everything, that's fine, that's good, but that is not a good sign. Like, you have to understand that character is the end product of someone you can be in love with. So when the person's character is out of order, like, you cannot deal with it, that's a great sign that you are falling in love with the wrong person. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, click on the subscription bell. If you have not subscribed, give me a thumbs up, because I want YouTube to recommend my videos, and also drop a comment, share the videos to people you feel may want to see this video. I'm so grateful to have you once again on my channel, and just know that you are loved. I'm here to give you the best tips, the best things that you want to know about relationships. And if there are topics you want me to talk about, just go ahead and drop it on the comment section, and trust me, I'm going to come back to them and make sure that I discuss them and give you the best tip you would want to receive from that. Thank you for watching. My name is Esther Christine.